everyone, my name is Princess Sherbert, also known as Sherby. Welcome back, or welcome to my channel, and today we're talking about the clean girl makeup aesthetic and why I think it's actually a problem with makeup and creativity. Now, if you're new to my channel, you'll probably think I'm dressed a little out there. If you're here, like usual, this is actually pretty tame in my opinion. Maybe a little more different, because I'm not wearing just big, bold black eyeliner. But I wanted to talk about this because I love makeup, and I thought it was always, like, a creative outlook for me as, like, an artist, and, like, to really show my style and, like, play around with something new, basically. And I don't like this whole trend of we have to do what's trending on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, because I think it's detrimental to a lot of young girls. I remember when I was a young girl, when I was like starting to wear makeup, it was like 13, 14, even to 15. A lot of my friends were big into like, the scene look, the goth look. Case in point here, that makes a lot of sense, I know, for everyone watching, like, duh, looking at me. But my point is that there were so many different looks. I mean, it was like the height of like YouTube beauty trends and everyone doing like ombre lips and all these really fun things where it was seen as like makeup being like an outlet and being seen as this like creative process. And now I'm worried about young girls just seeing makeup as boring. Or not even boring, where it's like they just don't get to actually play with their makeup anymore. And that's why I think it's problematic. I know a lot of people also talk about like a lot of people have also think that, like, I don't agree with this personally. I also think it's a little bit of, like, just another trend coming back. But I think the clean makeup aesthetic is just bare makeup aesthetic. I don't like that we're using clean with it. I do agree with that. Why are we using the term clean when you're putting a bunch of shit on your face? Let's be honest, makeup is not clean. Makeup is dirty. It is powder. It's foundation. It's chemicals and liquids on you, even if it's a minimum, if you get the right stuff. But still, it still has that. Why are we calling it clean? And this whole, like, referring to it as clean just feels gross to me, in my opinion. So you're saying people who aren't doing clean girl aesthetic are dirty? I'm not saying that's, like, what people are thinking, but that does give the vibe of, like, it's trying to be better than other things when it's just a bare mineral, or not Bare Minerals as a brand, just a bare face aesthetic where it's the no makeup look, as we called it back when I was a teen. I'll also add, I don't know why, and I know why, don't get me wrong, I actually do know why, but this so focus on trends coming and going so much with social media, and people are like, I wish we could bring this back, I wish we could do this again. We have free will as people. You guys know that, right? Like, we have free will. And makeup wasn't about, like, sticking to a certain, like, trend or a topic or a certain aesthetic. It's about, you doing what you feel is right for your own body and your own skin. I don't understand why I don't know what the right term is here to describe this, boxing ourselves into this, like, category. That's, like, it's, like, going back and saying, like, makeup should only be for women is the vibe it gives to me. Because it's, like, who the fuck cares? I don't know why we're not just being ourselves out in public. Now, I understand if you have a job or some type of career where you cannot just look like this. Where I work, I can't just dress like this all the time. I barely can wear much makeup, really, at where I work, but obviously, here in front of you guys, I may be more creative. I go out with my friends, I go to the bars, or I go out drinking, because I'm 24, and I don't know what else to fucking do at this age, to be honest. I have a good time, and I'm looking to, like, express myself and do what I want to do. And sometimes you guys can even just play with makeup in your house, and then, I don't know, post it if you really want the attention, I guess. But I don't like this, this feeling where, like, trends, we have to be doing trends. Or, like, if you're not doing this trend, you're not giving into the aesthetic. You're not doing it for this reason. And all these other things that go with it. When you guys, you should be trying to be individuals. You should be branching out. You should be doing your own makeup the way you want. Not because everyone in your school is doing it the same way, or everyone in your friend group is doing it the same way. And if that's the type of people you're surrounding yourselves with, I think this is a bigger issue than just a fucking trend, guys. I really do. And I think that's the problem now, because, like, And this is why I said, like, the clean girl aesthetic itself is not a problem, but social media around with these aesthetics, where everyone's trying to push this in your face. My video title is even a prime example of this, where they're pushing content for you to watch to get that traction so you can hear their opinions, hear their voices, maybe agree, maybe disagree, because let's be realistic with social media, anything that's good or bad is good because it's still a view. And I think that's the problem we're pushing onto, we're not emphasizing for young girls or young men or young boys, non-binary, whoever wants to wear fucking makeup, is that we're trying to be like, you have to do this trend, you have to do it this way, you have to, like, this is what's trending, this is popular, when it's just a bunch of brands getting together trying to sell you shit. I'm sorry, if, like, black lipstick was super expensive, magazines would be pushing for you guys to buy it. They'd be like, black lipstick is in this fall. There's a reason why, like, so many companies around Halloween will come out with more goth tones and stuff, because people do use it for that time of year. And you'll actually see price increases when it comes to fashion. I'm just saying, I don't know what, like, mostly I want to be like, just don't let these trends think you have to do this aesthetic. I want to see creativity online. I remember going on Tumblr and so many people were doing their makeup in different ways. People were putting clip-ins in their hair that made their hair look like skunks. And, like, there was cheetah print clip-ins when I was on, like, in middle school and high school and seeing, like, these, like, aesthetics, like, be born. I think you guys need to, like, really, like, if you want to do that because you think it looks best on you or you're really interested in that aesthetic, please, for all means, do that. But if you're feeling like you have to do a trend because everyone else is doing it, I think you need to, like, look inwards and maybe see, what can I do to fix this? Why am I feeling this way? And, I don't know, maybe learn to deal with some self-esteem issues. And I'm not saying that as a judgmental person. I dealt with a lot of self-esteem issues even now. It's gotten a lot better compared to when I was a kid, when I had much more anxiety about how I looked, and when kids would pick on me. And I'm not saying it's easy, but, we should be working and better ourselves instead just being like, what's trendy, what's new, where can I fit in, I must buy the new Stanley cup that has the little, like, lip gloss holder and it can hold my keys and stuff. What are we doing as consumers, guys? What are we doing? I mean, I just want you guys to think a little bit for yourselves here when it comes to these trends and why they're pushing them on you. Maybe look into it. Maybe, like, do the research I've done when, like, okay, like, why is this brand pushing for, like, like Ozempic. Why is Ozempic super popular? Because they want to sell you more shit and they want you to not eat because, groceries are rising. I don't know. I don't think that's the actual case. I think people are just shallow and, trends come back and we're just in the 2000s again for some fucking reason. But I just want y'all to be aware of what these things are doing to you mentally and consuming wise. You don't have to buy the new trend. You don't have to buy a bunch of new makeup to get this clean girl aesthetic, when most of you can do it with just, not wearing makeup and lip gloss. Because most of you are really pretty and you don't need a brand to sell you a bunch of shit to be beautiful. I know that's ironic coming from me right now, looking like this. But I'm sexy either way. No, I'm joking. Sorry. I'm joking. But that's my point, is that you should be having fun with how you look. You should be having fun with the clothes you want to wear and what you want to do to your face and your hair. Especially if you're an adult, do not let these trends trick you into thinking you cannot be your original self. And I just want to make a little video on it and talk about my feelings on the situation because I know it's a popular topic and a lot of people do like hearing my opinion. There's like over 300 of you subscribed to this now for, because I'm just yapping half the time and I do appreciate it. And I just want to reiterate, please be yourselves. Do not feel like you have to follow a silly trend just to consume. Because that's all these brands want you to do is just consume new shit. I guarantee in a year, this clean girl aesthetic trend will be something different. What's a trend we have done? I don't know, this sporty spice look, scary spice. I don't know, one of the Spice Girls might be a trend. That's what popped in my head. Maybe it's, cheetah print eyeshadow, where you take like orangish yellow eyeshadow and then use your eyeliner and draw little cheetah spots all over your eyes. Who knows? Maybe this will be a trend again. It happens. And that's my point. It's like things are constantly changing. Don't feel like you have to just because you should. I don't know. They don't give in to their bullshit, I guess. But again, my name's Princess Sherbert. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be your authentic selves. And, hey, if you need to vent about it down in the comments, please do. I love hearing you guys talk about these issues and give your opinions. Either you agree or you disagree, because I think that's what we should be doing. We should all be actually talking about these things instead of just letting brands focus on that. But again, I love you all. Have a good day. Mwah. Oh, that's on my wow.